All right. Ready to dive into something a little unusual today.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
We're talking DIY oil burner pipes.
Okay.
Ever thought about making your own?
Hmm.
Using stuff you probably have just lying around the house.
Well, that's a new one.
It is, right?
Yeah.
This might seem a little out there, but stick with us.
I'm all ears.
We're going to break down this DIY guide.
Okay.
It's all about using everyday objects to make something, well, functional.
Okay.
We'll also dig into the whys,
All right.
the safety, the legality, and even explore some alternative options.
Sounds pretty comprehensive.
Ready to get crafty.
Let's dive in.
So, first things first.
Okay.
For anyone who's maybe not familiar, an oil burner pipe. It's used for consuming essential oils or concentrates.
Right.
It works by heating the substance, whatever it is, to the point that it vaporizes, and then you inhale that vapor.
Got it.
But before we get to, like, bending straws and lighting candles,
Right.
I think it's important to understand the how and why of vaporization itself.
Okay, yeah, good point.
What's the science behind it?
Yeah, so the goal with an oil burner pipe
Mm-hmm.
is to vaporize,
Mm.
not combust, the substance.
Okay.
So that means heating it to a very specific temperature range
Okay.
to release those active compounds
Yeah.
without actually burning them.
Okay. So it's about precision
It is.
and control,
Absolutely.
not just cranking up the heat.
No.
Okay. So how does the design of the pipe play into all of this?
So the design of the pipe is really important because it needs to have a few key components.
Okay.
It needs a heat source, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a reservoir to hold the substance
Okay.
and a pathway for that vapor to travel to the mouthpiece.
So it's like a little system.
Yeah, it's like a mini engineering project.
Okay. So this DIY guide we're looking at, it's basically recreating those elements using just common household items.
Precisely.
What kind of stuff are we talking about?
So the ingenuity here is pretty impressive.
Okay.
They use a simple tea light candle
Okay.
for the heat source,
Yeah.
readily available, easy to control,
Mm-hmm.
a shot glass for the reservoir.
Wait, a shot glass?
Yeah,
That
repurposing at its finest.
it is. It's like
Talk about repurpose.
the perfect symbol of DIY, right?
Yeah.
Taking something ordinary and finding a whole new use for it.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've got our tea light candle, we've got our shot glass. What else?
And then they use a straw or flexible tubing
Okay.
to create that vapor pathway.
Makes sense. Familiar, accessible.
Familiar, accessible.
Okay, so what about like the actual
Right.
directing the vapor and stuff?
So they use a metal wire or a glass rod
Interesting.
to help guide the vapor
Mm-hmm.
up from the oil to the mouthpiece.
So it's like,
Almost like building a tiny chimney.
okay.
Yeah, a little vapor chimney.
I love it. I'm starting to get why.
It's quite clever.
People love DIY. It's resourceful.
Uh-huh.
It's inventive.
It is.
And there's something really satisfying about
Absolutely.
creating something
Yeah.
functional
Mhm.
out of just everyday objects.
It's empowering.
It is.
Absolutely.
But before we all run off
Yeah.
to raid our kitchens,
Right.
there's a crucial element we need to discuss.
Okay, yeah.
Legality.
Legality, yes.
Because just because you can make something
All right.
doesn't mean you should.
Exactly. Legally speaking.
Right, exactly.
And this is where things get a little tricky
Okay.
because the legality of making an oil burner pipe at home depends entirely on your local laws and regulations.
Okay.
What's perfectly fine in one place
Yeah.
could get you into hot water somewhere else.
So no skipping this step.
No, definitely not.
The guide stresses the importance of doing your research,
Yes.
checking local laws, even consulting
Absolutely.
with authorities if you're unsure.
If you're unsure, yes,
Because laws can change.
they can and do.
So it's crucial to stay informed.
Absolutely. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Right. Ignorance of the law is never a valid excuse.
Ever.
All right, so for those who've done their due diligence
Yes.
and are ready to get crafty,
Uh-huh.
let's walk through this DIY guide
Okay.
step by step.
Sounds good. What's the first step?
First up, of course, is gathering your materials.
Of course.
Make sure everything is clean,
Right.
in good condition.
Good condition.
We don't want any unexpected surprises mid-project.
No,
So preparation is key.
preparation is key, yes.
For any successful DIY project,
For any DIY project.
having the right tools
Absolutely.
and materials on hand
Yeah.
can make all the difference.
That's next.
All right, next, we're prepping the oil reservoir,
Okay.
which in this case is our trusty
Right.
shot glass.
Our shot glass.
You'll fill it with a small amount of your substance.
Okay.
We'll talk more about different types and
Yeah.
their properties a bit later.
Good idea.
But then you'll carefully place it over the tea light candle.
Got it.
Safety first, folks.
Safety first.
We're dealing with an open flame here.
Yes, we are.
So how do we create that vapor pathway?
All right, so this is where that straw
Okay.
or flexible tubing comes in.
Okay.
You insert one end into the shot glass, make sure it reaches the oil.
Got it.
Now, remember that metal wire or glass rod?
Yes.
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
You use that to guide the vapor up from the oil to the mouthpiece.
It's like
building a tiny chimney.
I love that.
Yeah, it's quite a genius.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about the mouthpiece?
So for the mouthpiece, you attach it to the other end of the straw, the tubing, make sure it's secure.
Right. We don't want any leaks.
No leaks.
And here comes that aluminum foil trick.
Okay.
You cover the top of the shot glass with it, poke a small hole in the center for the vapor to escape.
So the aluminum foil helps control the heat
Okay.
and concentrate the vapor towards the mouthpiece.
It's like this ingenious little hack that takes the whole thing to another level.
It's very clever.
Okay, so now we've got our DIY oil burner pipe
We do?
assembled, ready for the moment of truth.
Okay.
Time to test it out.
Hold on. Before you light that candle. Yeah. Whoa there, eager beaver.
Yeah.
Before you fire that thing up, there's a crucial step.
Okay.
We can't skip.
All right, what is it?
Testing for functionality and safety.
Okay, so what should we be checking for?
First, make sure everything's assembled correctly
Okay.
and feels sturdy.
Okay.
No loose connections or wobbly parts.
Got it.
We want this thing to be reliable and safe to use.
Right, stability is key.
Stability is key.
What else?
So before you light the candle,
Okay.
try gently inhaling through the mouthpiece.
Okay.
You shouldn't feel any resistance or blockage.
Got it.
It should be a smooth, easy draw.
So like a test run,
Exactly.
soar our lungs.
Yes.
Without the actual vapor.
Without the vapor, exactly. This helps ensure there are no leaks or obstructions in the vapor pathway.
Okay, good to know.
And speaking of leaks,
Yeah.
once you do light the candle, keep a close eye out
Okay.
for any escaping vapor or smoke.
Got it.
That's a sure sign of a problem.
Right.
That needs to be addressed
Okay.
before you even think about inhaling.
So safety checks complete.
Well,
We're good to go.
hold on. I know you're excited to get this show on the road,
Okay.
but we need to address the elephant in the room, or rather,
Good.
the potential hazards
Okay, right. Yeah.
in this shot glass.
I mean, I get that fire is a risk,
Yes, fire is a risk.
but what else?
Burns are a major concern.
Okay.
The shot glass can get incredibly hot,
Right.
and even a momentary lapse in attention could lead to a nasty burn.
Okay. So,
Always use a heat-resistant glove or tongs when handling the hot components.
okay. Handle with care.
Handle with care.
Respect the flame.
Respect the flame.
Anything else?
Ventilation
Oh, right.
is incredibly important.
Yeah, of course.
Make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area
Okay.
to avoid inhaling
Right.
any potentially harmful fumes.
Yeah, open a window, turn on a fan,
Exactly.
or even just head outside if you need to.
If you need to. Yes.
Good call. Fresh air is always a good idea,
Always a good idea.
especially when we're experimenting with something like this.
Especially with this. Yes.
But what about the substance itself?
The substance itself. Yes.
Earlier, you mentioned different types
Right.
and their properties.
Different types, different properties.
Should we be concerned about those too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's crucial to know what you're working with.
Okay.
Different substances have different vaporization points.
Right.
And using the wrong temperature can lead to
Right.
inefficient vapor production
Mm.
or even the release of harmful byproducts.
Okay, so doing your research beforehand
Yes, research is key.
is crucial,
Crucial.
not just for the DIY steps,
Not just for the steps,
but also for understanding
for understanding
the substance itself.
the substance itself. Yes.
Got it.
And remember,
Yeah.
we're aiming for vaporization,
Right.
not combustion.
Right. Right.
If you see smoke or smell burning, that's a sign
Yeah.
that the temperature is too high,
Okay.
and you need to adjust accordingly.
Makes sense. We want to enjoy those
We do.
beneficial compounds,
Yes.
not inhale a bunch of smoke.
Exactly.
So any tips on how to control the temperature?
Right, so the aluminum foil
Okay.
actually plays a key role here.
Okay.
It helps regulate the heat
Okay.
by creating a barrier between the flame and the reservoir.
Okay.
You can adjust the heat by moving the shot glass
Okay.
slightly closer to or further away from the flame.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where the substance vaporizes.
Yes.
Without burning.
Without burning. Yeah.
It's starting to feel like a delicate dance.
It is a delicate dance.
Between heat, substance,
yes,
and careful observation.
Then observation.
Okay, so we got that.
All right. What else?
Never, ever
leave
your DIY oil burner pipe unattended while the candle is lit.
Right. Treat it with the same level of caution.
Treat it with caution.
Would any other fire hazard?
Any fire hazard.
Keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it.
Be prepared to extinguish the flame.
Be prepared.
Quickly, if needed.
If needed.
But, let's be real, DIY isn't for everyone.
Right.
Some people might be listening to this thinking,
yeah,
this sounds way too complicated and risky.
It can be.
Are there any other options?
Absolutely. If building your own oil burner pipe feels intimidating or just not your cup of tea, there's always the option of purchasing a pre-made device.
Okay, so let's talk alternatives.
Alternatives, okay. What are the benefits of going the commercial route?
So commercial oil burner pipes typically go through rigorous testing and quality control processes to ensure they meet safety standards.
So peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Knowing that it's been professionally designed and tested.
What
about efficiency?
Efficiency is also a big factor.
Okay.
Commercial options are designed
to
optimize the vaporization process, ensuring efficient and consistent results.
Interesting.
Many come with features like adjustable temperature controls.
So you have more control over the temperature. Which means a better experience.
A better, more customized experience.
And let's be honest, aesthetics matter too.
They do?
Do commercial oil burner pipes offer more variety?
Much more variety.
In terms of style and design?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What kind of stuff is out there?
There is a wide range of styles available.
From sleek and modern to classic and elegant.
Ooh, fancy.
You can find a device that fits your personal taste
and
complements your home decor.
It sounds like there's a whole world of options.
There is.
But with so many choices, how do you even begin to choose?
Right. So first and foremost, research reputable brands known for producing high quality, safe, and reliable products. Read reviews. Compare features. And think about your individual needs.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
Between quality, functionality, and, of course, budget.
And budget.
There's probably a wide range of prices out there.
There's a range of prices, but the good news is there are excellent options available at various price points.
That's good to know.
You don't have to break the bank to get a high-quality, safe, and efficient device.
So we've covered the DIY approach.
We have.
The safety considerations.
Safety considerations.
And the alternative of going commercial.
Yes.
This whole conversation has me thinking about DIY culture in general.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It's fascinating how people are embracing this idea of creating things themselves using whatever they have on hand.
It's empowering.
It's like this rebellion against consumerism.
It is a rebellion.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's reclaiming agency.
Reclaiming agency.
In a world where we're constantly told to buy,
consume.
DIY is like saying, no, I can make this myself.
I can do it myself.
I don't need to rely on mass-produced products.
Exactly.
It's about resourcefulness. Creativity.
And a sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And in a world grappling with sustainability concerns, DIY can even be seen.
It can be.
As a more environmentally conscious choice.
A more sustainable choice.
It's like this beautiful intersection.
It is.
Of practicality. Self-reliance. And even a touch of environmentalism. But DIY isn't always sunshine and roses.
No.
Is it?
No.
There's a potential downside.
There is.
To this whole movement.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to projects that involve a certain level of risk.
Exactly.
We can't ignore the potential for harm.
We can't.
When people are working with tools, materials, techniques that they may not be fully familiar with. It can be dangerous.
It can.
And it's not just about physical safety. DIY can also be mentally and emotionally taxing.
Absolutely.
Especially if a project doesn't go as planned.
Right.
Or ends up being more challenging.
More challenging
than anticipated. So responsible DIY isn't just about following safety guidelines.
It's more than that.
It's also about
being
honest with yourself.
Honesty.
About your capabilities. And seeking help. When needed. Knowing when to take a break.
Knowing your limits.
Or even when to call in a professional.
Absolutely.
So it's about choosing the best approach.
Yes.
For the project.
And
for your own well-being. Speaking of experts.
Yes.
I think there's this misconception.
Okay.
That DIY is all about going it alone.
Right.
But there's real value in tapping into the knowledge. And experience of others.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a plumber, an electrician, a seasoned craftsperson, or even a friend who's tackled a similar project.
A friend, yes.
Learning from others can be so valuable.
Incredibly valuable.
It can save you.
From
costly mistakes. Ensure the safety of your project. And ultimately, to better results. It's like that saying, 2 heads are better than 1.
Exactly.
Collaboration and knowledge sharing. Are essential parts.
Responsible DIY.
Responsible DIY.
It's not just about seeking help.
Yeah.
When things go wrong.
It's about
proactively. Learning from those who've already mastered a skill. Take a class. Watch tutorials. Join a DIY community. There are so many ways. To expand your knowledge.
To learn and grow.
The more you learn.
Yes.
The more confident and empowered you'll become.
As a dyer,
you'll
be able to tackle more challenging projects.
Make
informed choices.
And ultimate choices.
Create things that are both beautiful. And functional. It's a journey of
continuous learning. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of DIY.
The world of DIY.
I want to emphasize that point.
I do too.
DIY is more than just following instructions.
Yeah. More than instructions.
It's a journey of discovery. A process of growth. And a celebration. Of creativity.
The creativity.
And self-reliance. It's about pushing boundaries. Exploring your potential. And taking pride. In the things you create. But always.
Do it responsibly.
We've
given you a lot to think about today.
We have.
The how-to. Of making an oil burner pipe. The safety considerations, the alternatives, and the broader implications.
Of DIY culture. We've explored. The technical aspects. The ethical dilemmas. And the importance.
The informed decision-making.
Of informed decision-making.
It's been a deep dive.
It has been a deep dive.
In every sense of the word.
And while we've covered a lot of ground. I think it's important to acknowledge that we've only scratched the surface.
We've
kind of opened this Pandora's box of DIY dilemmas, and I don't think there's any closing it now.
It's a conversation that needs to be had.
Right, exactly. Ignoring potential risks won't make them disappear.
No.
So openly discussing these things helps us understand the challenges.
Absolutely.
And work towards solutions.
Yeah, I think transparency is key here.
Yes.
And knowledge.
Yes, the more we talk about these things,
the better equipped we'll be. To make informed choices. And promote a safer DIY environment. For everyone.
Yeah.
And, when we talk about safety in DIY, it's not just about physical well-being.
Mental and emotional health matters too.
That's a really good point, something I hadn't fully considered. DIY can be incredibly rewarding. Right, but it can also be stressful. Especially when projects get complicated or
don't go as planned.
Right, absolutely. So, responsible DIY also means being honest with yourself. About your capabilities.
Knowing your limits. And knowing when to take a break. Or even when to call in a professional.
Absolutely.
Right. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
The most responsible DIY decision.
Yeah. Is recognizing when you need expert guidance.
Absolutely.
It's about choosing the best approach.
The best approach.
For the project and for your
own
well-being.
Your own well-being.
And speaking of experts.
Yes.
I think there's this misconception.
Okay.
That DIY is all about going it alone.
Right, yeah.
But there's real value.
Huge value.
In tapping into the knowledge and experience of others.
Absolutely.
Like whether it's a plumber, an electrician,
right,
a seasoned craftsperson,
or
even just a friend who's tackled a similar project.
I mean,
learning from others can be so valuable.
It can save you so much heartache.
Right.
And time and money.
Exactly. It can save you from costly mistakes. Ensure the safety of your project and ultimately lead to better results. Like it's like that saying, two heads are better than one.
Two heads are better than one.
Collaboration and knowledge sharing.
Are
such essential parts. Of responsible DIY.
Yeah.
And it's not just about seeking help when things go wrong.
No.
Right? It's about proactively learning from those
who've already mastered a skill.
Yeah, take a class. Watch tutorials. Join a DIY community. There are so many ways to expand your knowledge base.
The more you learn, the more confident and empowered.
More empowered.
You'll become, as a DIer.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tackle more challenging projects. Make more informed choices. And ultimately create things that are both beautiful and functional. It's a journey. Of continuous learning.
And as we wrap up this
deep dive into the world of DIY. I want to emphasize that point.
Yeah.
DIY is more than just following instructions. It's a journey of discovery. A process of growth. And a celebration. Of creativity.
And self-reliance.
It's about pushing boundaries. Exploring your potential. And taking pride in the things you create.
Absolutely.
But always do it.
Responsibly. Yeah.
We've given you a lot to think about today.
I have.
The how-to of making an oil burner pipe. The safety considerations. The alternatives. And even the broader implications.
DIY heel trick.
Technical aspects.
The ethical dilemmas. And the importance of informed decision-making. It's been a true deep dive. In
every sense of the word.
So listeners, keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep creating.
But most importantly,
do it safely.
Do it responsibly.
And have fun.
That's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive.
Until next time.
Stay curious.